There's a new drone that's compact, portable, and has a built-in LCD screen within its controller. For CES 2018, we have the Autel Evo drone that was recently announced. This drone is very comparable to the DJI Mavic Pro. And actually, as a DJI Mavic Pro owner, I was actually curious to see what are the differences. In fact, many people are saying that the Evo is an upgrade to the DJI Mavic Pro, even though it's around the same price point. Let's do a comparison. Between the two drones, they both share a 30-minute flight time. They're both foldable. They have the 3-axis electronic gimbal stabilizer for the camera. You can fly them out for a few miles. They also both possess the intelligent flight modes that allow you to automate the camera and flight controls. When it comes to drone shopping, I look at 5 different features primarily, and they are price, portability, battery life, stability, and image quality. First off, let's talk about price. Everyone's price point is going to be different. As a matter of fact, my priorities might be different than yours, so your mileage may vary when shopping for a drone. Portability. For me, when I go traveling, a lot of times I like to bring my backpack, pack my DSLR as well as a couple of lenses, maybe my flash, and then also bring the drone without bringing a separate case. So in order for that to happen, the drone has to fit within my camera backpack. Within this category, I also look at ease of use. Because I have to travel with different equipment, I want to be able to set up relatively quickly. And this is somewhat of a pain point for the DJI Mavic Pro. I find that the bracket that holds down the gimbal as well as the lens cover can be cumbersome, in addition to the time that's needed to set up the phone with the remote. In my opinion, you should at least get a 30-minute battery life out of a drone. Because of wind and other factors, you will get a maximum flight time that's less than what's advertised. This is actually one of the reasons why I decided not to go with the DJI Spark. You should have enough battery power to re-record the same scenes in case you want to make some adjustments to your camera. In terms of stability, I'm talking about the camera as well as the drone. For the drone, you want the drone to be pretty stable. If you want it to hover, it should stay in the same spot and not start to drift because of the wind or because it's not measuring its GPS coordinates accurately. In terms of the camera stability, that's important because as you're flying a drone, you want those smooth, professional looking shots. In terms of image quality, this may vary from person to person. I don't shoot at 4K because I don't have the equipment to edit properly for 4K, nor do I have the 4K displays. I shoot at 1080p, and I actually value the higher frame rate within the 1080p range. But for someone else, they might want to have the 4K resolution, or they want to have the future-proofing of having 4K 60p, which the Autel Evo does offer, but the Mavic Pro does not. And if I had to add a number 6, I would say waterproof. But a lot of drones aren't waterproof. It's very hard to build this in because you want to have something that's lightweight and won't impact a whole lot on the battery or the aerodynamics of the aircraft. Let's take a look at some of the advantages of the Autel Evo compared to the DJI Mavic Pro. First off, I mentioned there's an LCD screen that's built into the controller. This is one of my favorite features because having a built-in 3.3-inch LCD screen that not only allows you to control the aircraft, but also feeds a 720p live video feed to the controller. This makes it a lot easier for setup. The Evo also has sensors behind the drone so that it can sense obstacles. This is nice because as you're recording, you may want to fly backwards, and if there's a tree or something in the way, this can prevent any crashes flying backwards. And also, as I mentioned, there's also the 4K 60 FPS for those of you looking for that feature. Now, some of the cons of the Evo that I see right away, now I haven't flown it, so I don't know firsthand, but I didn't see anything in terms of the sensors being on top or on the sides. It looks like the drone only can see front and back in terms of obstacles, but if you're using, let's say, a return to home function, it's going to fly up to a certain altitude and then return to the original GPS coordinates where it launched from. Some people ran into trouble because as they're using the return to home function, a tree branch might be on top of the drone and the drone won't realize that until it crashes. And also, this drone is not waterproof, but then again, many drones aren't, and it also adds a lot more complexity to waterproof something. Now, some things to consider that we don't know. In CES, they have the drones flying indoors and no wind, and it's pretty stable. But when you take it outside and you add some of the elements, such as wind, stuff like that, different temperatures, we want to make sure that the drone is reliable. Another thing I want to take a look at are the intelligent flight modes. You can have a drone that circles, you can have a drone that follows, but what are the exact features that are available in terms of automating the flight and camera controls? This wraps up my initial impressions for the Autel Evo drone compared to the DJI Mavic Pro. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment below or give this a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. We'll see you next time.